and now Trump is still trying to do stuff. Like I said, he came into Georgia and took all the 2020 voter
Yeah.
uh, uh, election
Records.
results.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of Fulton County. And what they're going to do with them, I have no idea. But some
Yeah.
judge
What do
signed
you
off on it.
do with old election results?
What? Yeah. I mean, that's ancient history at this point.
Yeah.
What are you going to do
Maybe
with them?
maybe he wants a recall election. Me too.
Well, I think it's possible he wants to use it as an excuse for why he can run again. He's going to be dead long before
uh,
that. I'm not worried about him living that long.
I don't see how that would
Um,
have any impact. I mean, have you had two terms? If so, well, that's the limit.
Welcome to another episode of the Bloomburg Democrat. I'm Sally Taylor. This is my faithful younger brother, John Daniels. He keeps
Hello.
sticking this out with me. uh, Thank you, John, because
It's only
I've
sleep.
told it's only sleep. Yeah, it's late in the morning for him, and it's early in the
No.
morning for me.
Oh, yeah, it was a very, very late in the morning.
Because we're 14
9:30.
hours apart, right? So we do, have to put in some effort to get together. But I've told John many times that these conversations are more for me than for anything because they help keep me sane in what feel like very insane times. And as we have been concerned, things continue to get worse in the United States. And that does have an impact on the world as well. I know that what's going on in the United States influences people around the world because I see and I hear their concern and their shock about what's going on here,
Yeah.
especially with things like widely recorded murders in the street
Yes.
of United States citizens by law enforcement, and we'll specifically say ICE because
Yes.
that's
Well,
what's
at this time
happening.
it's yes. We've always had municipal police murdering people in the streets. I mean, let's
Right.
let's be
It
honest here.
has, right, but it hasn't always been widely documented,
Right, right. Well, that's
right?
one of the reasons why it probably continued to happen. But this is the first time where it's like federal law enforcement widely murdering people in the streets. Oh,
Yeah,
widely, but yeah, widely documented murdering people in the streets. So
right.
that's definitely a difference, I would say.
Yeah. And, of course, most all of this right now is occurring in Minnesota.
Right.
And, the real question is why Minnesota? Because there's roughly, I've heard the number 130,000 undocumented immigrants in Minnesota,
Hmm.
whereas states
Mostly
like Texas,
Canadians.
right? And where states like where we're from, where we were born, Texas, has
Yeah.
nearly 2 million.
Yeah.
Why
Yes.
is ICE functioning the way it is in Minnesota, but not
Mhm.
in Texas?
Well, so yes, this is something that, my coworker who's from France, we talk a lot, and he's very intelligent and he's interested in world events, and so he pays attention to what's happening. And in his opinion, if I'm not mischaracterizing his opinion, is that this is just fascism and how you have to start blaming your opponents, and targeting your opponents, and it's part of the whole process of
Yeah.
becoming a fascist state. So that's what it is. I mean, he's targeting blue states, right? Everything's the Democrats' fault, and it's that's why.
Yeah. No, and I specifically believe it's because of Tim Walz being the governor.
Yeah,
Tim Walz ran as for, the vice presidential seat
yeah,
against Trump and
yeah.
said some things that hurt Trump's feelings. I'm going to be honest. He
Oh,
had his feelings hurt.
oh, baby.
And I think that made Walz a target
Yeah,
when they lost the election.
yeah, probably.
So I very, very much think that that is the primary reason
Yeah.
that they are in Minnesota, because Trump has a vindictive personality. He
Yeah.
goes after people he felt came after him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even if it's just with words.
Right.
He went after Letitia James. He went after James Comey. He goes after people for retribution.
Right. Revenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because otherwise it makes no sense. If you're going to where
Hmm.
there's the most um, either criminality, although immigrants, commit crimes at a much lower rate than Americans.
Right.
If you're going to where there's more population,
Hmm.
there's lots of other places to go.
Yeah. Higher
Uh,
concentration probably as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Minnesota just seems like an unlikely place to be in the dead of winter,
Yeah.
right?
They're not the smartest law enforcement officers.
Right. Isn't
They've
that the
really
mistake
lowered their
that
standards a
Napoleon
lot.
made? Didn't
Right.
Napoleon try to invade Russia in the winter? I
I
feel
think it
like
was
that's a
Minnesota,
mistake.
actually.
uh,
Yeah.
so, America is reeling, the world is reeling from these filmed murders. And the most confounding thing to me is how, and I have to say, I've watched them. It is hard, hard, hard to watch. If you were at all triggered by this kind of thing, please be very careful. Although I would say the vast number of Americans have already seen them from
Hmm.
multiple angles.
Hmm.
And in both cases, the government's narrative around what occurred was
Yeah.
almost immediately
And
um,
identical.
yes,
Yes.
shown to
Domestic
be false
terrorist.
by
Yeah.
the video,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, Nicole or Renee Nicole Good, excuse me, was bouncing in her car, happy and singing and telling the guy, that she wasn't mad at him,
Hmm.
right? That's
Hmm.
not a person who runs somebody over
Yeah.
and tries, and of course, again, clearly, she's shown to be trying to evade, to turn her vehicle, to get around the car that was there, and to get around the officers.
Right.
And yet, on the right, they're still saying people she deserved what she got. On the right, they're saying Alex Preddy, who was shot in the back 10 times, once his weapon was already removed,
Yeah.
deserved what he got.
Well, see, this is the part that I'm missing by being out of the United States, and it makes me really happy that I'm out of the United States because that's just insane. How do you how do you say that just because someone has a gun that they deserve to be shot? Because then that means most Americans, at least in the countryside, all deserve to be shot.
Right. Well, and see, and that's the problem that the administration has, is because they weren't thinking this through at the time they started saying these
Right.
things about, oh,
Right.
he had a gun. Even Noam said he was brandishing it. Oh my
Right.
gosh, which is so patently false.
Yeah.
But the thing is they didn't realize they were going to start to make the Second Amendment people, who are a huge part of their
A
base,
very
go,
large part of
wait
their
a
base.
minute, what? he
Yeah.
he was legally, he had legal concealed carry,
Yeah.
and he deserved to be shot because he had a legal
Had a
concealed carry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Second Amendment people are going, wait a minute, what do I support? How do I spin this and
Yeah.
still not have cognitive dissonance around it?
Yes. Well,
um
so what I've seen is that there are some of the gun rights advocates and leaders who are just saying it's American to go to protest. It's American to carry a gun at a protest. So
right,
yeah, they're against it.
right.
And
And the clear thing is they supported Kyle Rittenhouse, who
right.
was a minor,
Murdered two
who showed
people.
up with murdered two, shot a third,
Yeah.
and they let,
They let
I
him
want to
go.
say an expletive, the little, what off.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
let him off as if he was a hero.
Yeah. Well, as long as you're shooting Democrats, I guess it's all right, huh? Or
Well, I mean,
immigrants.
clearly that's the case.
Yeah,
Shoot, Democrats are immigrants and they're happy.
yeah,
This is not the America I grew up in.
yeah. That's not the
And
place where I grew up either, and it's not the place where I want to be. But I mean, the writing's been on the walls for a while.
yeah,
That's why I
how
left.
how how does America survive this, John?
I don't know. Maybe you could dissolve the Union without a civil war. That would probably help
I
Americans
mean, a lot of
survive
people
this.
have wondered if that's where it's going, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Um,
But the problem is there's not really like a line like there was in the American Civil War. Like,
right, there's not because yeah, there's no north and south here, right? There's
yeah,
no east and west here.
yeah.
There's
It's urban
and there's
versus rural, basically.
right. And you can't even truly say there's red states and blue states because there are swing states, right?
Yeah.
There's states that go both directions. Georgia, where I live
Hmm.
now, is a swing state. It's purple.
Yeah.
They don't make up their mind one way or the other which way they're going
Right.
to stick to because they flip back and forth
Hmm.
depending. And so what happens to, the people in those states that still don't agree,
Oh yeah.
right? You can't
Yeah.
divide the country up into ideology.
No, you can't.
And who gets the nukes?
Leave them where they lie, I guess. That's what they did in Russia.
Well, but not in the Ukraine, which is why
Well, okay, but there were a few
Ukraine's in a world
places,
of hurt.
but they swapped stuff around as well. I mean, Ukraine still has Chernobyl. There's
Lucky
a lot
them.
of radioactivity in there.
They can go
But
mine that.
but I think they did disarm Ukraine of the nuclear weapons, but I think they did I thought it was a trade. Was it not?
Sorry, say that one more time.
I thought it was like a trade where they gave up the nuclear weapons in return for something else, but I don't quite remember. I'd have to look it up.
Maybe my understanding was they gave them up because the United States said we would protect them.
Oh, that was a dumb idea.
That was the trade that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Well, I think we can take a good lesson from like Pakistan and India and North Korea and even what Iran was attempting to do. Like, I'm against nuclear proliferation. I think we gotta not have bombs in everybody's hands. But if you want to be taken seriously on the world stage, you need nukes. People will not invade you if you have nukes.
If you have them. Well, and that was the whole point of NATO, right?
Yeah,
Is that NATO was a deterrent.
yeah.
And if NATO collapses, that deterrent goes away for most of
Hmm.
Europe because most of Europe doesn't have nukes.
Oh, a lot of it does
Right?
though.
A lot of it
What,
does, but a lot of it
France
doesn't
and
because they
yeah.
rely on us
Hmm.
to provide some of that protection.
Oh, yes.
Um, so yeah, so this you do notice though that Trump did back off on Greenland.
Yes. Yes.
Thank goodness. And it
Yeah.
was the dissolution of NATO, I think, that was able to convince him that this
Hmm.
was a bad idea. And so
Yeah.
he claimed it as a win because it's
Right.
like, oh, yes, we've
Somehow.
made these agreements.
Right.
However, the win was the status quo, that we
Yes.
can have bases there. Oh, guess what? We do.
Yes. We can keep them. Yeah, it was definitely not a win. It was
Yeah,
well, it was a win for humanity. It was a win for the
it
world.
was. It was
Yes.
a win for
It
the
was a
world.
big
Thank
win.
goodness. And I'm glad to have that off of the immediate concern that we
Yes.
might invade Greenland.
Yes.
Um,
And I'm glad that he feels positively about not getting Greenland. That's nice.
right. Yes, that's very good. It was a win.
Yes,
Let
it
the
was a
man
win.
have anything he
Let him.
thinks is a win.
Exactly. Well, not
I,
anything.
I saw a
Anything that is
cartoon.
still helpful.
I saw a cartoon that was basically saying, "Fly him to Alaska, let him walk around in the snow, and tell him it's Greenland, and that it belongs to
Right?
him."
Yeah. You
I mean,
never know.
anything to appease Grandpa,
Yeah. Well, hell,
you know,
fly him to Minnesota.
right? At least their
This is
people
it.
speak English he might understand.
Yeah.
No accents.
Just point off into the mountains and say, "Oh, look at the fjords," you know. And you think so?
Oh my goodness.
Next, we would be hearing, "Oh, the fjords of Greenland are so beautiful."
Thank goodness we can laugh about something, John. Because I'll be honest, the current state of the United States has me rather depressed a little more than normal, as I think
Yeah.
is as it should for anybody
Yeah.
who's paying attention. And social media continues to be a cesspool of
Yeah.
just division and anger and
Yeah.
hate. And
So you
we
know, Australia has now made it illegal for people younger than 16 to have social media accounts. That's
Oh,
nice.
interesting.
Yeah.
That,
I
that
think
that's
we need to
probably a
adopt
good
that
idea.
worldwide. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably a good
And
idea,
maybe even better is just to make them all illegal, but that's
right?
hard
Well,
because
TikTok,
like YouTube even and stuff. So
yeah, TikTok just started banning like thousands of left-wing uh, contributors, banning them,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
ditching their platforms. Some of whom had millions of people on them.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
this is also something my coworker said, I think today even, is that late stage capitalism and fascism goes very well together.
yeah, I
The
I think that's
corporations
a
will do anything as long as they just keep getting the money,
right.
right? That's all they care about.
I almost wonder if late stage capitalism is almost a prerequisite for it.
Yeah,
Almost.
possibly.
I mean, there are other situations where fascism came through where it wasn't necessarily
Well, not
the
late
most
stage anyway.
wealthy, but
Yeah,
yeah. But it's cert I agree. I think that's a very astute observation. Late
yeah,
stage capitalism is a big part of what has gotten us here. And
yeah,
until we learn to get money out of politics, it
yep.
will not
It will.
change.
It will not change. And that's if you want to heal America, that's one of the things you got to do. You've got
Yeah.
to, if you want to heal America, just insure everybody, right? Come up with some type of a single payer system.
Yeah.
And you need to increase education. Um, you need to drastically reduce the cost of university. Like it's just insane.
Yeah.
The cost and how long people are in debt because
Yeah.
they wanted to get a job. And then you have to get, wait, did I already say the money out of politics? But
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
that's
yes,
the
that was one
topic.
of them, right? That was one of them. So you
Yeah.
got to get the money out
Yeah.
of politics as well, because it's unfair representation, basically, right? I don't have
Yes.
a lobbyist in Washington. I would like to
Right.
have one. I
To
can't
push your
afford one,
goals and
right?
agendas. Right.
Right.
No. We have representatives, though, that we hope will choose people over the money that
And
put
they
them
usually
there.
don't.
And it
A few
doesn't
of them
happen
do.
that way. Yeah.
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 A few good people of conscience on
Well, they're
both
generally the
sides.
ones who won't take PAC money to begin with,
Yeah.
right? They're the
Yeah.
ones that say, I'm only going to accept money from individual contributors.
Right.
And so they don't take PAC money. And they're the only ones that I can put any trust into actually working for their constituents at this point.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
agree.
the way it needs to be. I think we need to limit the amount of money that can be spent by any candidate on
Hmm.
a campaign and
Yep.
make it equal across the board.
Yep. Yep. Yes.
Get money out of
State-funded
politics.
elections would be great.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's in France that everybody has like an equal amount of time on television during like
Yeah.
an event, and
Right.
it's just all comped. So yeah, let's do something like that. Give
Yeah.
everybody a chance. Even in Brazil, like where they have some wacky characters showing up running for president in Brazil, like Spider-Man and stuff. And and that's okay. We can suffer the fools to
Spider Man will
have
get a few votes, right?
yes, and that's fine. And the guy with the gloves and the rent is too damn high. Yes, we should be hearing from him as well because he's right. In New York City,
Yeah.
the rent is too damn high.
Well, that's
So
why Mom Dami is in place.
Right.
because he ran on that in particular, right?
Yeah.
And to make it more affordable. Of course, that, to be honest, is why Trump won. He told people he was going to make their lives more affordable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what
But
Republicans always say, and then they make everything more
right,
expensive,
right,
and they funnel money towards the top 1%. But he had Doge to try to cut costs, and like they were hoping to cut like billions or even a trillion, I think, or something. But he's just increased the deficit by 2 trillion or something, right?
yeah, right,
So
exactly. Because they're not really willing to cut where it matters.
no,
They were willing
no,
to cut if it means your health care or,
yes,
your social
anything that
system,
benefits you,
structures, anything that benefits the public, those can
yes,
go. But,
yeah,
our defense contractors, they
yeah.
can't suffer,
Those
you
poor
know.
people, they're living week to week.
Yeah. Yeah. So we definitely I here's what I think about the current conditions.
Mm,
As painful and as depressing and as really concerning as it all is, I think Americans need a pain point
yeah,
for which it requires them to go, it's time to do something different.
yeah.
And as long as they're trickled down little bits and crumbs and pieces, that will never happen.
Mm.
And because that's what the status quo has been.
Well, then
And
I
I
think
think
we
the
don't
pain
need
point
things to
has
get
got to get
better.
them
We
there,
need things to get worse, right?
get worse. Yeah. I hate that, but yes. Why
Yeah.
can't we think our way out of these problems rather than, suffer our way out
Suffer
of
and have
these
to heal
problems?
our ways. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for that.
Me too. And yet here we are.
Yeah,
And we won't solve today's problems, you know, just by the conversation, but
unfortunately
uh,
not.
it does
It
help
helps
those
me.
who want to talk it through
Yes.
to face another day.
Yes. If you feel like
And
this, you're not alone. We also feel
right,
like this.
exactly. Well, I know that there's another No Kings protest coming up now that they're scheduling for March 28th. I will definitely be there. I am absolutely considering going with my older No Kings protest signs and sitting in my town square. There's not a
Yeah.
single person in my town that has
I've seen
organized.
them.
Well, that has
Yeah.
organized in any way. And I
Oh
know
yeah.
I live in a blue county. I
Yeah.
live in a blue county, and there's been no organization here.
Well,
Uh,
everybody gets like into new stuff, right? It's fads. Fads have always driven America. And so you got to have the next rally. It can't be another No Kings because it's already done,
well, I
right?
think it grows every time though, John. And
Yeah.
the No Kings is just the original title that was placed
We're,
on
I
it, right?
understand. I
They
understand.
keep organizing these to show the growth and show the momentum and
Mm.
the resistance against what is occurring. So I
Well,
still
then you're gonna
support
have to
protest.
organize it, Sally. You're gonna have to go to the
Afraid of that. I
website.
don't know that I'm an organizer, but I'm like
You don't have
I can
to
I
really
can
do very
find the
much.
I can
Just say,
say let's do it
here's where we're
here.
gonna meet. Yeah, here's where
Yes,
we're
I'm going
gonna
to say
meet.
we're going to do it here,
You might have to do a
and
little paperwork to make sure
maybe
that
fill
it's
out the paperwork with like the police department or the county or
yeah,
something.
the city hall or whatever.
um the city, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just say show up,
Yeah. I mean
because
that's what they need, right?
I don't have
Because
the
that's what
time to
nobody's doing.
organize it either. If I can even find the people who are organizers, right, other
Yeah.
people who I say let's do it, and they just want the invitation, but they're the
Yeah.
type that does that.
Yeah, the
Right, they're the
organizing
types
personality.
that will
Yeah.
do that. then
Yeah,
then
that's
we're
what you
good
gotta
to
find.
go.
Yeah.
Then we're good to go.
Yeah.
So maybe that will light a fire under me, and I will do that first step. I'm going on
Yeah. Just
vacation. I will
find the
have a
people
house
who will
sitter.
do
Right. I'm going on
it.
vacation shortly before that next March. But if I can get other people doing the organizing, it's doable.
Yeah.
All
Good
right,
luck.
John. You never know. I'm already on the government's watch list, I'm sure, just because of this
Yeah.
very small
But
podcast.
maybe the long list, right?
Maybe but yes, it will be the long list. I don't have enough viewers, or we don't have enough viewers for them
Yeah.
to care too much about us.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm out there. My grandchildren will not wonder where I stood.
Exactly. Right.
They will know.
Yeah.
So, all right, brother. Thank you for the conversation.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Thank you. So
Right.
it doesn't matter what the voter
Right.
records in Georgia
Right.
were.
Right. I who knows what his real intention is, or try to, or again, it could be just vindication, try to put people in jail, right?
Yeah.
uh Raffensperger, whatever his name is here in Georgia, who basically was, who denied him. That's the guy he called saying, find me those votes, right?
Mm,
And he told him no. He might try to go after him. He is running for governor now as a Democrat. He was a
mm,
Republican, um
mm.
and now he's running as a Democrat.
Well, you know what that smells like to me? This is just a Republican in sheep's clothing because he knows
Well,
he can't get
yeah.
elected as a Republican.
Right.
Like there's
Right.
a lot
Well,
of there was a person where was this? I think it was maybe in Minnesota. The Republican lead front runner for governor,
mhm.
he quit. It's like there's no way
Yeah,
a Republican's going to get elected in
come in here. Right.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I saw that. And you're right. There is no way, especially not with the way that the government is being so retaliatory to that state.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
yeah, Minnesotans are up in arms.
yeah,
Not literally yet, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
yeah,
All right. I know it's late. I know you're tired. I love you and I will
yeah.
let you go to bed.
No problem. Love you too.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. If you enjoyed this content, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.